Hey everyone, and welcome to yet another client interview. Today's interview is with Austin Hunt, an agency owner who joined us 4 months ago, and in those short 4 months, he has added $10,000 in new monthly revenue to his agency, to his bottom line, 100K a year extra, attributed to mindset shifts and appointment booking systems within EasyGrow, which is awesome. Nothing makes me happier than these videos, and I'm so excited to share this one with you. Now, for transparency, this is obviously a pitch-based video, right? It's a marketing angle. It's designed to get you to have enough confidence and conviction in the program and in me to book a call so you can buy my thing so I can make money. I'm be honest with my intentions here. The link to buy the thing is in the description. It's going to help you get more clients, more customers, more freedom, financial freedom, more of what you want, less of what you don't. It works incredibly well, as it has for Austin. And if you do buy, you may end up on this channel talking about how great we are. How great would that be? Let's hop into the interview. I'm really excited for you to watch it. All right, everyone. How's it going? And welcome back to another client interview. I have got the wonderful Austin Hunt here with his also wonderful background, which conveniently he set up without being a YouTuber or anything. Austin, how's it going?
It's going good today. How's it going?
Oh, man, I'm so good. I'm always happy, especially when it comes to these results. So Austin has been with us since I believe it was February, so 3 to 4 months now. Joined when EasyGrow launched, making around 10K a month at the start. 3, 4 months later, he's now added 6 figures to his revenue, which is just pretty bloody awesome if you ask me. So Austin, why don't you just take a second to introduce yourself, tell people about who you are, what your agency does, and then we'll get into the details.
Yeah, I appreciate the introduction. So my name's Austin. I live out in Denver, Colorado, and my agency is Moomark Design. I'm actually in the middle of a rebrand, which is pretty exciting because my niche, things that I focus on, is legal,
Mm.
specifically helping with lawyers and lead generation.
Mhm.
So I'm rebranding in May to Legal Guardian, which is pretty exciting. I don't know how I got that DBA, but fuck, I'll take it.
Fire.
Um, yeah, I guess I like coffee, I like hiking, and just like pushing in life, you know.
Love it. Amazing, man. So, what we're going to do here for everyone watching is sort of we'll dive into where you were before you hopped into EasyGrow, and then we'll talk a little bit about what happened as a result of that. We'll steer clear of the how did this change your life in wonderful, magical ways, because it's pretty self explanatory when you add an extra 10K a month in income. But I would like to know, first of all, why you scheduled the call and where you were before working with us. What were the problems you were trying to solve? What were the pain points? That'd be great to know.
Yeah. So before I scheduled the call, I mean, I'd seen your guys' YouTube videos for a while, actually your YouTube videos for a while. And you can kind of tell when people are like bullshitting and trying to sell something that they don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like you had gone through a lot of the stuff that maybe I was going through. And looking at like how to improve your quality of life and how to push in life and how to help more people. And that's how I align in my mission. So there was some resonance that was happening even before. And then I ended up booking a call because I realized that there's a lot of like darkness around client acquisition, and
Mhm.
it doesn't need to be hard. That's what I how I viewed it, is like for some reason this felt like an impossible task. And I even do SEO, and I know like progressing initially for a brand in SEO is just not a smart move for most companies. And man, I guess I just want a public record with that. But you need to have referrals coming in, you need to have business coming in to support that type of effort. And so, yeah, I was just kind of in that place where I'm like, I just don't know what it is from getting from nothing to like a lead. And in
Mm.
addition, I believe that people will figure this stuff out on like accident, and they become like salespeople for big agencies, and they kind of hold it close to their chest. They don't want to tell people.
Yeah.
They're not transparent about it. So, yeah, I don't like having areas that I don't understand how to get into.
Mm.
And I'm like, if I can acquire new leads as need be, then I can put myself in a less stressful place if a client does leave.
Yeah.
So that was my headspace. It's like if you can get that, then it's not a big deal.
That makes perfect sense. So before you're working with us, you're at the 10K a month mark. And if I'm correct in thinking to summarize that, so you built the business through referrals and through network to that sort of 6 figure mark. But you just wanted a sort of, and it would have continued to grow, but you wanted what you could even call psychological safety net, just where you know that you can get clients. and there's no massive rush to get them, but it's just knowing that you have that skill and knowing that it can be done. Because I think a lot of people join and they believe that acquisition is hard, and then because they
Mhm.
haven't got it figured out and they haven't got the paradigm or the way of seeing it, so they ultimately just like don't get it, and then they hop in and they do. So you came into the program, and obviously 3 months later, you're now at 20K a month. So you've added a couple of clients, if I'm not mistaken, with rather large retainers that we don't have to go into. Um, but how does your understanding of client acquisition differ now from before? Like, what's changed in your mind? What are the big key things that you learned from EasyGrow that helped you change?
Yeah, so the first one is objection handling. That's a
Mm.
pretty straightforward one, but I didn't realize that it was like subconsciously and like also consciously participating and throwing objections in front of my clients.
Mhm.
And so, maybe they want like someone in-house, and I'm like, well, if you want someone in-house, I totally get that. Um, and what that's done is like, why are they talking with me for an hour? And why am I allowing that to like stop me from like progressing forward? Where a much stronger argument would be like, well, I see that you in the past have hired someone in-house, but how's that work for you? Otherwise you wouldn't be on this call.
Mm.
And I understand like the fear that's associated with hiring someone outside your staff, right? But anyone that's very talented just wants their time back. So
Mhm.
it's like, do you want results, or do you want someone that you can look over their shoulder? And so a lot of it was objection handling, and also preventing objections on my own side before they even met them. And then a lot of it was like mindset shift,
It's a
and it's
mouthful.
primarily, yeah, it's a mouthful.
Yeah.
um, and what I kind of found is that there's this idea that this is really hard, and when we get ourselves in a position where things are like really hard to do, like client acquisition being hard, it just puts this impossible barrier of like impossibility. Like if it happens, it's like a fluke, and then you get really excited. And I didn't want that. I wanted at least to make it easier. I
Mhm.
don't think anything in life is actually really easy, but I wanted to make it understandable. And I think this program really helped for me to get some psychological changes in my own mind. And from there, it was like, okay, now that I know this, how can I put myself in a position with these new leads that I'm getting, that I'm not actively like sabotaging my own success?
Mm.
And happened pretty quick. I actually had to slow down the process a little bit, because I'm in the process of hiring writers. So it's like, if I bring on, 10K in business, I have to deliver that product, and that takes time. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's amazing, man. So you're now in the position where you've kind of got a tap where if you turn it on, you're going to get clients. You're ultimately in control. Am I right in thinking that? Like, if you wanted to, because you said it yourself before this interview that you don't have this massive desire to just blow the whole thing up, and then it's not very
Well,
fun
I
doing
do. I do now. I
that.
just
Okay.
needed to get,
Yeah.
but I didn't initially. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
until I
so
started to feel
you,
that.
so basically, what you're saying, and I'm kind of putting words in your mouth here for my own self-interest. So,
That's okay.
but what you're
Yeah,
saying
please.
is like, so EasyGrow's given you the ability to have a set of systems or a system whereby you can just doink, turn the tap on, you get clients, you turn it off, hire writers, turn it on, get clients, turn it off, and that's been
Mhm.
working. So you talked about the mindset part of it. So was that specifically with the first couple of modules in the program, like sales transcendence, acquisition, genesis, or was it throughout the rest of the program as well?
Yeah, it was actually, first of all, it was like the YouTube videos that you post are really helpful.
Hmm.
So it was bleeding into that. While I was watching those, just kind of going through your archive while going through the initial part of your program. And I was looking for like words of like understanding, is
Mm-hmm.
like the term. There's like sometimes people say things with like understanding. Maybe I should say words of knowing. Sometimes people say things with like an understanding. Like we can both agree that taking care of your fitness is like healthy and good for your life. But some people understand that and they don't know it. And then you see someone that knows it and they say, take care of your fitness. Otherwise, you're going to have really bad health later in life. And
Mm.
their actions like show that. And so within the first, I think, three modules, I got most of what I needed to get to here.
Yeah.
And it was just like these tiny little phrases that were written into the, videos that just like, I was just like really paying attention, no distraction,
That's
locked
good.
in. And I'm like, well, shit, why don't I just give that a shot? Why don't I
Yeah.
just try this out and see what happens? I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? Nothing, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty quick.
Awesome, dude. Fantastic. So I would like to know this. So you're now doing sort of multi six figures as opposed to six figures. Obviously you've got a pretty bright future ahead. What do you want to do next with the business, and how might you use EasyGrow to accomplish that?
Yeah, this is a really good question. So I got to the point, I think there's like a number that's like really helpful if you're out on your own, which is about 20K a month. That was what was given to me by some of my close friends who are
Mm.
entrepreneurs and grinders themselves. That's where you can kind of take care of your own means, take care of your family. And that has been true for me. I don't have to like focus so much on my bank account anymore. And in that headspace, it's allowed me to take a step back and say like, well, what type of impact do I want to have? Like what's going
Mm.
on in the world? What do I like? What do I not like? And I'm a big proponent of like meditating. So I like meditated on that quite a bit. And where I'm progressing now is I work with lawyers, and I don't think that lawyers are all bad. Some of them are, just like everyone else.
Better call Saul, mate. Yeah.
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 And in America, we have like a lot of issues with like overreaching government sometimes, overreaching insurance agencies. And so I realized like, that's what lawyers are for. They're like a last line of defense for the people.
Hmm.
So I'm relaunching Legal Guardian, which is my company's used to be called Moomark, but no one can say it, and it's not niched. And now I'm finally ready to like niche, and I want to help the right lawyers. So I don't have to
You don't
help
have to take
everyone.
clients you don't want. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
It's like if I bring abundance, and I have been able to a law firm, that's going to have impact on like maybe 1,000 people
Mm.
in 10 years, if not more. So if you pick someone that's like a dirtbag,
Yeah.
that's going to impact 1,000 people backwards in a negative way. And so, yeah, my goal is to help change the legal system in America without a PhD, which I think is kind of a fun problem.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm working right now on connecting to Harvard to get some writers from like the graduate students, the PhD students, which I think would be pretty fun, or the JDs, I guess is it called technically. And yeah, I just want to make some impact.
Amazing, man.
It's fun stuff I think it's easier to like dream bigger when you have your needs met.
Yeah, this is. So I was literally stole the words out of my mouth. I was about to ask you this because you talked a brief second ago about you alluded to financial freedom, where now you've done what you've done, you've built the systems, you've got the clients, done the program, blah blah blah. Now you're doing 20 grand a month. You can start to think, like, what do I actually want? Because I no longer need to have enough money to take care of my family, pay my rent, Uber wherever I want, whatever that looks like. So that gives you the
Hmm.
opportunity. I think a lot of people get stuck with this because they get to like 10K a month, 20K. Before that, they can't really like create a meaningful goal because they can't put food on the table. So once you get past that point, then it's great. So do you travel a lot, like financial freedom wise, or are you just pretty set on one location?
Yeah, so until I got to that point, I'm kind of like how do I word it? I feel like things have to be earned in my life.
Mm.
So I kind of restricted myself until I got to certain places. I'm actually going to the Bahamas here in
Oh,
June, which would
dude.
be a lot of fun. Yeah, I got to eat something. I think conch is how you say it. I didn't know that that was like a hub for pirates back in the day. So
Like,
maybe, yeah, who
yeah.
knew? It's like this random tiny island. I want to go to Germany back in like September. Probably go to Oktoberfest. Yeah, so definitely want to travel. A lot of it is like getting now not just the money, the finance wise, but like locking in systems with clients.
Mm.
So I'm kind of like you as far as like I can tell with like lean operations.
Yes.
It's just me making this money right now, and I've been able to do it through a combination of AI training and just like persistence and figuring out what it actually takes to be successful, not like all this other shit that people do to like run their wheels. So
No,
yeah, definitely travel. Travel is really important. I think it opens your mind up. Plus it's like you know, you got one swing on this planet. You might as well
I'm right,
hit up
man.
every fucking location you can.
Yep. See the world, man. So
Mm.
one final thing, and this is obviously a little bit typical of a sales client interview. If you were talking to, let's say someone was thinking about buying the program, thinking about scheduling a call, but they are on the fence, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I think it's okay to be on the fence on things. It means that you're thinking about something. A lot of times I believe that we know if something's a good fit for us,
Hmm.
and we also know when it's not. So if it, you know, if it's not a good fit, then you just shouldn't do it. There's no reason to like worry about it. But if it
Damn
is a
right.
good fit,
Please don't buy it
yeah,
if it's not a good fit, by the way. That'll
yeah,
do us more way more bad than good.
yeah. And it's just it's not like to take it away. It's just like we know, and I think we really do know what's usually pretty good for us. So if it's something that you believe is good for us and it's just a money thing, it's
Hmm.
never bad to invest in yourself. And you'll definitely walk away with new knowledge, which is really valuable, and becoming like a stronger person in life, mentally, physically, education wise, logic wise, is a very valuable thing that I believe something that I forget the gentleman that said it, but until you're making 100, like until you're making 1 million a year, you need to invest on yourself.
Oh yeah.
You need to be making yourself more valuable, stronger, like smarter, whatever that may be. So I would say take a moment. If you're on the fence, totally fine to be on the fence. Means that you are actually interested in making a smart decision.
Hmm.
I would turn towards yourself first before your friends. Go sit, meditate, go for a walk, get away from distractions, and ask yourself a very like serious but like very easy fundamental question: why do I feel resistance on buying this?
Hmm.
And if the resistance that you feel is that you may become the person that you're scared to become, then you know, fucking do it. Like,
You've been even
what do you got?
mindset training, all right, man. Thank you
Yeah, I
so
mean,
much. Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, it's just, and if you're listening to this and you know you should do it, but you're like, oh, I don't know if I should, just like fucking do it. Like, you know what I
Mm.
mean?
I think
Like, just go for it.
a lot of people don't make the decision to do it because it would result in their current sense of self suffering. Because it's like maybe they're doing like a couple of grand a month, they want to get to six figures, they know the program can do that, but by buying the program, now they've got to do some work. Like, you know, you've invested money, you've got to, you know what I mean? Like you buy it and now you've got to
Yeah.
do some work. Like that's the other thing. Like don't buy it if you haven't got the work ethic to see it through. I'm sure you can tell everyone that, you know, the program's not for the faint-hearted. It's not an easy sort of solution where you just watch a couple of videos and then out of nowhere, you know, it takes years, in your case, months of hard work. Um, but I think that pretty much sums up everything that I wanted to cover. I'm really grateful for you hopping in, and maybe we can do another one of these in 3 to 6 months when you're even further ahead.
Mm.
Um, but dude, I appreciate you. How can people find you, man? Is there any way personal brand shit going on, or do you what are you saying there?
Yeah, right now I'm actually off of social media, which is
Yeah, I
really
love that
nice.
for you, man. I love that.
Yeah. So you can find me at legalguardian.io. It's not fully launched yet, but it will be in end of May. So that's exciting.
Cool.
And then also on LinkedIn, I use LinkedIn for good business connections and people who are like-minded. So if you have questions on this stuff, just like reach out to me.
Ah,
You
that's
know,
very
I'll jump on
kind.
a call.
Super kind, super kind. Be careful what you wish for, man, because you might have quite a lot of people asking.
That's
Um,
okay. You know,
yeah.
I could just always like ban my LinkedIn and like be a hermit on a rock, you know.
There are worse
But
problems to have. There are.
yeah.
Well, we'll call it there, man. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again in the future.
Thanks, Charlie.